Every season the same names dominate the conversation. Haaland, Palmer, Salah, Bruno Fernandes, and don't get me wrong, they're incredible, but this season some of the best players in the Premier League have been completely invisible. There is no headlines, no hype, there is really no recognition, just quietly week after week putting in performances that nobody is seeing. So today I'm fixing that. Today I'm presenting you my underrated team of the season. 11 players who have been elite all season and nobody is giving them the credit they deserve. So let's get into it. Let's start with the goalkeeper. Our goalkeeper this season, honestly, before the beginning of the season, I didn't even know him. I wasn't expecting much about him. It was his first season in the Premier League, and honestly, he's maybe the second best goalkeeper this season behind the excellent David Raya. I know he won't be in the team of the season because of David Raya. He's having the season of his life, probably the best Arsenal player this year. But I want to talk about this goalkeeper because as is his club, he's having an excellent season. This season he has 85 saves in the Premier League. He has approximately, I think I've seen 8 or 9 clean sheets so far. Maybe I'm wrong. In just 28 appearances, he's averaging 3.36 saves per 90 minutes. He's the second in the Premier League behind, I think, Martin Dubravka. So I'm talking about Ruben Rofs. He's having an excellent season, honestly. I really want to see him go to the World Cup. I think there is a spot there to fight with Bart Verbruggen, who's also having a great season with Brighton. Really, Ruben Rofs, for teams that really want a goalkeeper, a modern goalkeeper, can play with his feet. He's an excellent shot stopper, really confident in his box. Also, that's really important from a goalkeeper. Teams that will be looking for a goalkeeper like Tottenham, if they stay in the Premier League, a team like Newcastle, a team like Chelsea, they all have to go look up to Ruben Rofs, because I really think this season is not just a one season wonder. I really think he can even become better. He's still relatively young and can become one of the best goalkeepers in this league. So Ruben Rofs is my goalkeeper. Let's get straight to my backline, my center backs. I'll go with the second best French defender in the whole world. Even he's better than Upamecano after Saliba. Of course, Saliba is the best center back in the world. So the second best for me is Maxence Lacroix. I know Maxence Lacroix is still underrated. He's been great since joining the Premier League, and then this season he's still having a great season. I know Crystal Palace are struggling a bit this season, but really Maxence Lacroix is still good. He's still elite defending 1v1. This season he has the highest record of defending 1v1s. He's the one that stops every dribblers. This season has around 87% actually in stopping 1v1. Apart from really Saliba, I don't see a better 1v1 defender than Maxence Lacroix in the Premier League. He's really elite and physically he's a monster. Really fits in this Premier League. Just got a called up with France in that national team with Didier Deschamps. I really hope he goes to the World Cup, because I would find it unjust if players like Konate are having this mixed season. Konate, who's actually a better player on his day, but Konate is having a complicated season. Other French defenders also aren't really impressing, like for example Wesley Fofana. I really see Maxence Lacroix getting a spot in that French national team and also really cementing himself as one of the best centre back in the league. Keep an eye on Maxence Lacroix also this summer. Maybe a top club should go on him. Again, Tottenham, if they stay in the Premier League, we know that they're gonna lose Cristiano Romero. Maxence Lacroix is the type of replacement you want. And next to him, I went for another underrated centre back, a player who's actually having a great season and is maybe gonna win the Premier League. He plays in that Manchester City team, has been heavily underrated because of his debut last season against Chelsea where he gave 2 goals. But can we just move on, because Kujanov is one of the best defenders in the league. 91.7 tackle successful rate. He's really great on the ground. He ranks 4th amongst all the Premier League defenders, has only been dribbled past only once, and that although he's played only just 16 games. I really think Kujanov is really a great defender. I don't forget what he has shown at Lens and what he's showing in this Manchester City team, the athleticism that he has on my days, and he's so young that can become even better. I just think having a leader next to him like Mark Guehi has really improved him, and people really just need to move on that Chelsea mistake, because we're seeing a different player and probably one of the best young players in the world. At right back, I went with another player that probably won't get the recognition because he's not naturally a right back, but I chose him because he fits in that role. And actually what I like is his versatility and how he has sort of changed that role. He can play like a sort of third defender or can actually jump in that midfield. Of course, I'm talking about Matheus Nunes. This season, Matheus Nunes has been really solid. Defensively, he's excellent, and offensively going forward, he's one of the best. He only has 4 assists in the Premier League this season, but I really think he's doing better than almost every right back I've watched this season in the league. Really, actually, one of the things we used to ask Matheus Nunes is to get better defensively. This season, he has gotten much better, and I think he's one of the players that understand what Pep wants from them in that Manchester City team. Really, I really rate Matheus Nunes, and I think he deserves to be in that maybe team of the season. And at left back, it was actually difficult to find a left back who's not really rated highly. I wanted to go with Nick O'Reilly because the season he's having, probably he's close to being my player of the season, but I'll make a different video for Nick O'Reilly because he is a special player. He deserves a special video for him. So I went for the actually left back that has played the most minutes at that position this season, the most consistent minute he has played. He averages 8.5 defensive actions per 90, 4.12 interceptions per 90. I think he is the best defensively in that team. Works really hard off the ball. He plays in the team that is the most hardworking in the Premier League, so it's normal for him. This is only going for it, only 3 assists. I think he can get better, but we're talking about maybe the future of France at that position. I'm talking about Adrien Truffert. What a replacement he has been for Kerkez, because they have lost a great player in Kerkez, and really nobody's talking about it. But Adrien Truffert, slowly he's become the replacement nobody really expected, and going forward I think he can become really better. But defensively, again, his numbers prove that he is extremely solid. That's my left back. In the midfield, I've went for a double pivot that I would love to see, and maybe we'll get a chance to see it with England, maybe not at this World Cup, maybe at the next tournament with England. They're so young yet, but I still think they're the future of England, and this season they're having a great season. I'm gonna start with my number 6, James Garner. Wow, as a Liverpool fan, this is the kind of players I want. A ball winner, someone who's so aggressive on the ball. James Garner this season, although being a defensive midfielder, although he even played at left back at some point, he has 8 goal contribution in the league, 2 goals and 6 assists this season. He's the first amongst his teammates in tackles, in interception, in passes completed, and even chances created. We're seeing a complete midfielder. The evolution of James Garner for me this season is incredible. I really love watching him, and even Thomas Tuchel rewarded him with an England call-up in the last camp, and I really think he's pushing for a place in the World Cup if he continues, and maybe he's gonna finish in Europa places with Everton. Let's see what he gives, but I think he is maybe the best player of Everton this season. Incredible player, really a ball winner, creates a lot of chances, has a great foot. James Garner is really a complete midfielder, and I love watching him. And next to him, I partnered him up with another English talent. I loved watching him, and actually I was deceived in his first season because he didn't show what I expected from him. He came in from Bristol City, if I'm not wrong, and came in with really a huge reputation, a young talent. He was actually a number 10, but this season has played as a number 8, and this is a type of player that I want to see play for Paris Saint-Germain in that midfield with Vitinha, João Neves. This is the player I want to see next to Pedri in that Barcelona team. He's so elegant on the ball. He's an elite passer. This season is highly ranked amongst the best midfielders alongside the players like Bruno Fernandes and Bruno Guimaraes. That's how great he is. And again, Thomas Tuchel called him up in the, I think not this camp, but the last camp with England, I think it was in November. I'm talking about Alex Scott. Alex Scott is one of the realest great sparks for Bournemouth this season. I think if he would have had Tyler Adams the whole season, they would have done great things with Bournemouth this season. Alex Scott is really a great player. Love watching him. A sort of elegant midfielder, has an incredible foot. Again, his goal against Arsenal proves it. What a goal he scored. I really love watching Alex Scott, and I hope he's also gonna be on the plane. This is the players that I want to watch with England. And I've also went for another midfielder, but an advanced midfielder, and number 10. This midfielder, I think he might not get into the team of the season, but I think this would be a huge mistake because he is the player that I enjoyed the most watching in the Premier League. He is incredible. It's his first season, and yet he's had more than 10 goal contribution, 3 goals and 9 assists. Will maybe even get that playmaker award at the end of the season. I really think he has to be in the team of the season, the best players this season of the Premier League. This season he's the best dribbler in the league by a mile. He is incredible. I've seen a lot of critics around him recently that he doesn't respect the game, he's arrogant. I'm talking about Ryan Cherki, but oh my days, for the first time we see a player that has personality on the pitch, that shows it, that he's capable of doing elasticos, that he's capable of doing great things, great magic. Ryan Cherki, please keep doing this, keep doing this. The Premier League needs this. The Premier League needs less robotic players. The Premier League needs less players that follow the script. I want a player like Ryan Cherki who can change a game in a millisecond, who can do a dribble that changes everything. And Ryan Cherki is one of the best players in the league, honestly, and I'm not even exaggerating when I say that he is the player I enjoy watching. When Cherki plays, I turn on the TV. When he doesn't play, I turn off it. That's how it is with Ryan Cherki, and he is also becoming more efficient in his game because we're not talking about a freestyler anymore. We know Ryan Cherki, since he's young, he's really great and has maybe a higher ceiling than anyone that has come from France in the recent years, but still, this season, again, I've said it in the game, he is one of the players that assists the most, the best passer in that City team, fighting for the player maker of the season, and he's also slowly scoring important goals. So Cherki is my number 10. So on the wings, I went for the players who might not get the recognition, but again, they're having great seasons. I'm talking about the first one of the driving forces of this Everton team. The second baby player I enjoy watching. Is capable of doing incredible skills, an excellent dribbler 1v1. If you give him space, he'll kill you, and also has scored incredible goals. He's on course of beating his best Premier League season tally in terms of goal and assist. I'm talking about Iliman Ndiaye, and again, I have to give him that spot. He's at the image of the great things Everton have done this season. I think top teams will be eyeing up a move for him this summer also, but let's see what happens with Iliman Ndiaye. I expect him also to become one of the leaders of this Senegalese team, maybe at the World Cup. I don't know if Sadio Mane will play that competition, but Sadio Mane is aging. He's going to leave the Senegal national team soon, so Iliman Ndiaye will be the player up front that will take the lead up front, and I expect him to take him with the level he's shown this season. And at right wing, I'm going for a player who's having the season of his life. Most goals at Fulham, most assists at Fulham. Has also pushed with that Wales national team for a World Cup spot, but unfortunately they didn't qualify. But I want to talk about him because he's having, for me, Harry Wilson is the most consistent right winger this season. We're talking about players like Salah, players like Saka. For me, he's been better than all those players. He's been the most consistent Azaro, but yet I don't think he'll be in the team of the season. But I want to give him a shout here because he's been really great, also scoring great goals, as always, having really a huge influence on that Fulham team. Really, I'm excited to see where he's gonna go because his contract is running up this summer. Maybe a team like Aston Villa could eye up a move. Maybe a team like Liverpool would he be a bad fit for Liverpool, especially that they're losing a player in that role? I don't know, but I think Harry Wilson is one of the best players I've seen watch this season. And for my striker, if you follow this channel, I've talked about him a lot this season. By the way, if you follow this channel, thanks a lot. I really appreciate you. Can't even understand how much it means for me. And if you don't follow yet, but you're watching, please do so. It helps me a lot. And the striker I want to talk about, again, 10 goals as a teenager in the Premier League in his first season, coming in from a team that played in Ligue 2 last season. Again, we're talking about an elite finisher, someone who's so intelligent. I've predicted him to go to that PSG team, maybe to play like that Dembele role because of how great he is. The ceiling again is incredible. He's scoring with 40% of his efforts this season. Again, we're talking about a natural finish. I'm talking about Elie Junior Kroppi. He won't be mentioned because Haaland will obviously be the striker of the season. Maybe Igor Thiago also will be in that conversation, but Elie Junior Kroppi, he's having an insane season with Bournemouth. And just understand that this is his first season in a top flight league, in the first division, because last season he was playing second division football. That's how great he is. Imagine him next season. Elie Junior Kroppi is one of the best players I've seen this season, and he earns my striker in that team. So that's how my team is. Let me know in the comments, guys, who would you have included? Is there a player maybe I've forgotten in the team? Let me know in the comments, and I'll see you in the next one. Ciao.